cat-obsessed freelancer asked, what would you do if you had 10 cats? Probably ingest a lot more cat hair than I already do with my one cat, because cats shed a lot. Probably have to buy more litter boxes. Break up a lot of cat fights. I don't think I'd enjoy having 10 cats. Quite enjoy having the one I have. Noble Privilege asked, do I have any siblings? No, I don't. I am an only child. What is my favorite color? My favorite color is purple. What is my favorite book? Oh, why? Why? Why do you ask me such hard questions? I'm just gonna name books that I really like. I really like The Fault in Our Stars. I actually really like everything John Green has written, because John Green's awesome. Quite a big fan of the Harry Potter books. Also a big fan of the Sherlock Holmes stories. The Fall of Reach is a really good book. Saving the World and Other Extreme Sports is a really good book, too. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. There, have some of my favorite books. You don't get one, you get multiple. What my favorite food is. Mangoes. Yeah. Probably mangoes. If not mangoes, then like chicken. Or chalupas. Where do I most want to visit? I've always wanted to go like everywhere. I like going places. I'd quite like to visit New York someday. Not just the city, but like the whole state. I've heard it's a really, really pretty state. I do want to visit the city as well. But England. I'd love to visit England again. I went once when I was in like 5th grade, but I'd like to go again now that I'm older. Same with like Paris and Germany and Ireland. Basically Europe. A lot of the Western Europe I'd like to go visit again now that I'm older and not in elementary school. I'd love to go to Alaska someday. Alaska and Hawaii. Canada. I'd love to go to Canada. Don't know what part of Canada, but Canada. Florida. Probably Florida in like the winter, because I'm not good with heat. What do you want to be? Broadly speaking, I'd like to be someone I could be proud of and be just happy to be, I guess, is how I could word that. Career-wise, I want to be an editor for a TV show. I'd love to be an editor for a movie, but TV shows are definitely more appealing to me. See, like, dream job would be like the editor for Teen Wolf, but I have this sinking feeling that Teen Wolf is gonna be like off the air by the time I get out of college. If Sterek were to become canon, how would I okay, I'm good. Let's try that again. If Sterek were to become canon, how would I want for it to happen? This is actually a thing I think about a lot, because, for a lot of the ships that I ship, like, really, really hardcore, like, you know, Sterek, which is what I'm supposed to be answering the question about, I don't, like, becoming canon is a weird thing, I guess. So I wanted to become canon, while at the same time, I don't want it to ever become canon. The thing with ships that aren't canon from the start, or anything, is that the people who end up shipping it develop their own headcanons and their own ideas on what their relationship would be like, and that's why there's fan fiction, is because if you're reading a fic and then something happens that you're just like, nope, can't deal, you could just close out of the fic and open a new one, and yay, everything's happy. You don't have to deal with the thing that you don't want to see because it's fan fiction and there are 50 bajillion of them, and you can just find one with the things you want. But with the canon, there's one canon. Can't go searching through the tags on the canon because there's one canon. And the writers and the actors and everything are not going to have the same ideas of the character's relationship that I do, or that you do, or my cousin does, or my other friends do, because we all have different ideas on how this relationship would work. And of course, there's a deviance from what I think it would be to, you know, what I can deal with. But then it can just get to a point where it's not even the relationship, not even remotely close to the relationship I thought they would be having, and that's where we end up with the problem, is that sometimes there are two characters and they finally get together in a show and it works out really, really well. Like in Bones, when Booth and Brennan get together, like that worked out really, really well. But then there are other times where it just doesn't work at all. And like with, you know, House and Cuddy in House, and it just doesn't work. And it makes it so that the show is hard to watch. Because these characters are suddenly not what you thought they were anymore, and it's, I could probably go more into depth on that kind of thing some other time, but back to the actual question I'm supposed to be answering. I would want Sterek to become canon at like the very end of the show. Right now in the timeline. Derek and Stiles are nowhere near wanting to even be in a relationship with each other. They kind of just tolerate each other because they're forced into positions where they have to work together. I am a sucker for those slow burn relationships. So, I'd want some slow burn stuff, maybe, lasting a couple of seasons, because I just like being in agonizing pain over the UST in shows, apparently. Another reason why I'd want it to happen at the very end is because of that long rant I had just gone on about ships being ruined, blah 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 blah. The way I would want them to get together would be the whole season leads up to, you know, big dramatic battle fight scene moment thing, right? Because that's how you resolve conflicts, is with giant battles, right? Yeah. Right before the battle, like, Derek, you know, grabs Stiles and then kisses him, and then they go and run off to fight things. I want there to be a whole maybe someone gets close to dying thing, because I am a sucker for that kind of stuff. The final fight scenes over, everybody lives. Derek and Stiles, you know, they because for some reason in my mind the big battle scene doesn't take place in a little tiny warehouse. It takes place in like a big forest or something. And so, yeah, Derek and Stiles finally see each other, and they see that they're both still alive, and they smile, and then it cuts to like the resolution-y part of the season finale, series finale. Then it'll show, you know, just maybe like a 2 to 5 minute thing of Derek and Stiles. Maybe it doesn't cut to a whole different point. Maybe it's right after the fight scene, and they just kind of, you know, hold each other's hands and walk away, all beaten, bloodied from the battlefield. And it's like, yay, you know everything's gonna work out between them, and they're finally together, and the show's over, and yay. See, I just want it to be at, like, the end of the show, where something sweet happens that's not too much. I don't know if that description made any sense whatsoever, but that's kind of what I'd want to happen. Moving on, Ackles' astounding ass asked, do I like bananas? Elaborate. How do we elaborate on if you like bananas? I do like bananas. Always bring a banana to a party. I quite like bananas on sandwiches, like peanut butter banana honey sandwiches. They're probably my favorite kind of sandwiches. Favorite type of flower or tree? I quite like willow trees. Okay, I do know what my favorite kind of flower is, but I know what they look like, but I don't know what they're called, and I don't know how to search for them because I don't know what they're called. So I do have a favorite flower, and they're really pretty, but I can't tell you what it is. Can I crochet or knit? No, I can't. Opinion on Star Trek without spoiling anything. Oh, I loved Star Trek, actually. Star Trek was pretty fantastic. I laughed. I cried. I laughed some more. And what is the meaning of life? I think the meaning of life is just is to live the way you want to, kind of thing. To figure out what you want and to just do it. Riot Hack asked if I could be a part of speech, what would I be and why? I think I'd be a verb because... Why would I be a verb? I think I'd be a verb because I'm all over the place. Does that make sense? Probably not. But yeah, that's my answer. This is Sil, signing off. I have to switch back to Final Cut to turn off the camera.